morning, campers. Wait for the oncoming truck to pass, and then high beam so you guys can see slightly more of this dark road I'm on. We're on US Highway 35. There's trees, like very on the edge of the screen. You can barely see them. We're on US Highway 35 in southeast Ohio. We're coming up on, I'm going to mispronounce this, Galapagos. We're coming up on Galapagos, Ohio. I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. It's like 5 minutes ahead of us, so just give you an idea where we are. So we're on US Highway 35. This is a lovely, lovely divided highway, 4-lane divided highway with a median, and it goes from Interstate 70 in Dayton, Ohio, all the way to the West Virginia border down here at Galapagos. I'm going to keep saying Galapagos now. I am committed to that bit. But yeah, so it's a wonderful road. It's got 3 stoplights right near Dayton, and then other than that, it is 60 plus mile an hour divided highway. It's freeway in some portions. Some portions have surface interchanges, but none of them have stoplights after Dayton. Once you get past the edge of Dayton, it's a good road. I like this road. This is like my preferred route in and out of West Virginia. Because I used to live in Virginia. My parents still do live in Virginia. We are headed to my dad's house for Thanksgiving. So we got a load to a Walmart DC near Richmond. And my preferred route in and out of Virginia is, so since we picked up this load in Washington at that onion farm, which I need to push that live when we get to the delivery now that I'm about to unload. I've already uploaded that video, just need to push it out there for everyone. But I talked about where we were going in that, I think, so I didn't want to upload it until I've got the cargo off my trailer, because there's some social media issues if you're talking about where you are and when and what's on your trailer. You know, I've gotten a little bit too close to violating our company's social media policy already, so I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be very good. But yeah, so we take interstate, we picked up in Washington, so we took 84 down to I-80. But actually, no, we took 30, US Highway 30 down to I-80. But once you're on Interstate 80, not now, Apophis. Once you're on Interstate 80, you just go across Nebraska, Nebraska Highway 2 down to Interstate 29, Interstate 29. So if you're like the shortest possible route from Interstate 29 to Richmond, Virginia, is Interstate 70 from Kansas City to St. Louis, and then Interstate 64 the whole rest of the way. I don't particularly like that route. I don't like Kansas City. I don't like St. Louis, and I don't like Louisville as far as traffic goes. And it's just easier to avoid them all. It's like 2 or 3 miles longer, but slightly faster, a lot flatter, and just, in my opinion, better if you go US Highway 36 across northern Missouri to Interstate 72 to Interstate 74 to Indianapolis. In Indianapolis, you just go around the city on one of the loop highways. There's like 4 different routes you can take for around or through Indianapolis, depending on traffic. And from Indianapolis, you take 70 east to Dayton, 75 south to 35. 35 comes down here to Galapagos and enters West Virginia across the Ohio River. And then 35, it's got some, well, in West Virginia, it's like part expressway, part surface street still. They're working on it. Eventually, it will be just an expressway from Ohio to Interstate 64. And at that point, this is going to be a really good road. But currently, it's only a very good road. But we're actually coming up on the bridge now, and this is why I'm recording here, actually. Because this bridge we're about to cross, I found out is really, like, it's a bridge I've heard of. we've driven across this bridge so many times, I didn't realize it was, okay, well, this bridge is not actually the famous one. The bridge we're going to cross is the replacement for the famous bridge. The famous bridge was like a mile further up the river. It was a bridge called the Silver Bridge, which you might have heard of. It used to come out of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, over to this side of the Ohio River, but no longer. It's gone. You might have guessed from the fact that this is a replacement for the Silver Bridge, that the Silver Bridge is no more. It fell into the Ohio River, and it became part of an urban legend. So you'll trust me, we're going on an adventure, and you'll get there with me. But so right before the bridge collapsed, people thought that they spotted a creature that was trying to warn them about the bridge. The warning narrative was filled in after the fact, of course. What actually happened is people were seeing some very large owls, and then because owls can see very well in the dark, when they're flying directly towards a human, their eyes kind of appear to glow red because their eyeballs are very different from ours, and they pull in a lot more light than our own eyeballs do. So to us, they appear to glow red in the dark. And then the wonderful animal part of the human brain sees two giant red eyes coming towards them in the dark and fills in giant predator run away and scares the crap out of the person. Because in the grand scheme of things, we do still have animal parts of our brain that are the fight or flight mechanisms are still very strong in there. Reduce speed, no flying aircraft. So yeah, we are turning here to the new bridge. Before, that highway used to keep going straight there and then cross the Silver Bridge. But so people saw this creature flying towards them. It was in reality an owl, but they did not realize that. They thought it was bigger and scarier. So they created this myth called the Mothman. And then the bridge collapsed a few days after one of the sightings, and people are like, the Mothman was clearly trying to warn us about the bridge. So this is the bridge, the Silver Memorial Bridge. The Silver Bridge itself was further up the river, and it was not as well built as this bridge. This bridge is wonderful and huge and very strong and capable of handling lots of traffic. You've got your high beams on, jerk. But the actual Silver Bridge was poorly designed for the amount of traffic it had on it, and then one day in the middle of rush hour, it just falls into the river and kills a bunch of people. Very bad, very bad, very bad. Very bad indeed. But so we now have this nice new bridge, and that is the source of the Mothman cryptid myth things, which I think is one or more movies. I don't remember the name of the movies. Mothman something or another. So that's a thing. The Mothman, again, does not exist. It is a cryptid. Cryptids are a name for mythical creatures that people think are just like something that we haven't discovered yet. But most of them are just like either entirely hoax, like Bigfoot, or just misunderstandings of other animals, like the Mothman, which is just owls. Or it's people just not understanding what they're seeing. That's like chupacabra or Jersey Devil sightings, sort of things. So yeah, that was the bridge that collapsed for the Mothman thing. It was back there at Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We're on the wrong side of the river from Point Pleasant at the moment, but that was right where. Well, we're on the right side of the Ohio, the wrong side of the Kanawha River, which is off to our left. Yeah. So I thought that was super cool, because I did not realize that was the same. I did not realize that we were driving over and past that bridge all the time before. A YouTuber I follow, Do Not Eat 01, started a podcast. A very good podcast. Very, very good podcast. Highly recommended by me. The podcast is called, Well, There's Your Problem. It is a podcast about engineering disasters, which is why they hit. It's only like 7 episodes in, and they just got it up on like podcast feeds, so you can actually download it and listen to it. It's also, they post it on YouTube, and the YouTube version has slides. And it's Do Not Eat 01 and Alice Abazandium. Alice Abazandium is a trans person I follow on Twitter, so I was super excited to see she was in it. She provides comedy and is the not engineer that Do Not Eat 01 tries to describe these engineering disasters to. It's a great formula for a podcast, actually. I've really enjoyed all 7 episodes they've done so far. But they basically started with, I think it was the first episode they did on the Silver Bridge, the Mothman shenanigans. Though I don't think they touched on the origins of the Mothman as a myth, but they did mention the Mothman tie-ins to the bridge collapse. But then other podcasts I listen to have explained what people are really seeing when they think they see a Mothman. It's like, nope, that's just an owl. So it's like this nice little meshing of a bunch of podcasts I listen to in this video right here. It's like, I know that the Mothman is fake, and I also know the story behind the bridge, and I can combine all these facts together into one concise little video recorded at the place where the thing happened. Which is here. Well, back there. Like 5 minutes back there at this point. But we're close still, so it works. So everybody keep your eyes peeled just in case we do see a Mothman owl. They should at some point just change the name of that owl species. I don't remember what species of owl it is, but they should just call it Mothman owl. Would be nice. Acknowledge the cultural impact of this animal. But yeah, that podcast, very highly recommended by me. They have a third co-host now, and I don't know his name, I'm sorry. But he seems nice. I am a horrible person. Here I am talking about a podcast, and I only know 2 of the 3 hosts. I am a jerk. But yeah, definitely go check that out. Do Not Eat 01 is a YouTuber. He had a series that kind of exploded fairly recently. Went like semi-viral on Twitter, I think. But it's a series of videos using city skylines to talk about urban planning and stuff like that, and trains. If you like trains, good series if you like trains. That was a hell of a dip. Oh, I think we're about to hit another one because that guy's headlights just like went into the ground for a moment there. Let me guess. Another dip? A little bit? That wasn't too bad. Oh no, there's one. I think. I guess sections of this road are like subsiding. That's exciting. They haven't even finished building this road yet, and parts of it are already starting to sink. Oh man. Oof. We're on our way into Virginia. We've got a load of onions that we picked up in Washington. Going to go deliver them to a Walmart DC near Richmond, and then I'm going to my dad's house for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be hanging out there for the whole weekend. My dad's got decent internet, so I should have all these videos uploaded before, whoops, I'm going way too fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Yeah, I know. Stop it, stop beeping at me. Thank you. That was my overspeed alarm. It's part of my Dashcam, which is where my alarm, so, the overspeed alarm on the Qualcomm triggers an immediate call to the company, and then they call and chew me out. So I have a pre-programmed overspeed alarm in my dash cam that is set for a less it is not set for the same threshold as the Qualcomm. It is a less fast, it's a slower threshold, so that my camera warns me to slow down before my Qualcomm triggers a critical event. So yeah, that's what that beeping was. That was my dash cam warning me to like stop going so fast down the hill. Very handy little feature in this dash cam. I like it a lot. It is a black view dash cam, which if you want to see some footage from that black view dash cam, which also it has the model of camera on the footage, I believe, in like the like embedded. No, I can just leave it on cruise control. I wasn't on cruise control, is why it got so fast, because it didn't automatically engine brake. But there is like info on what kind of camera it is on the footage itself. It's like burned in on the image. But if you want to see some dash cam footage, just go check out my my Instagram profile. Oh, social media plug time. Follow me on Twitter at ElioDare, also Instagram, also at ElioDare. You can find me on both of those and see the dash cam footage there. Had a couple of incidents this week that both made it up onto that, because I recorded both of them. We had, on just this load, we had a fireball meteor in Oregon that went overhead, and I got the footage off my dash cam. You can just see the whoosh of the meteor up above me as it breaks up on atmospheric re-entry. That's the second one of those we've had in like 2 weeks. So that was super cool. And then like a couple of days later we had, no, the very next day in Wyoming, it's an exciting week. The very next day in Wyoming we had a CRST truck in front of us, almost jackknife. He kind of got loose and then managed to counter steer to the skid and got himself straight again. And there's a couple of cars in the ditch as well in that same area, and you can see them trying to struggle out of the snow. But yeah, just like it's kind of interesting footage of road conditions in Wyoming the other day. We were going way too fast for those road conditions, and but of the 3 people that are on my side of the, or 4 people on my side of the highway in that video, I am the only one that doesn't lose control. So, you know, maybe I'm not the worst driver of the bunch, because there's 2 cars that are in the ditch. And then there's the CR England driver that starts to skid and then has to counter steer. So the freeway is over. They haven't finished building the next part of it yet, so we're dropping down to the old road here. And there's a guy trying to pass me last minute, which is not going to go well for him. Once we actually get down onto this road, I'll go fast again. But it's a tight turn, and it's kind of steep. There we go. There we go. Alright. And now we're down onto Old 35. This is not a bad section of highway. There's no stoplights on it, so you can still go pretty fast. Speed limit's 55 the whole way. And a lot of trucks still do 65 plus on this section. This guy's gonna pass me now. Yeah, I'm doing 60 and this guy's flying past me. But yeah, once the freeway is done, this part will get bypassed and that'll be kind of nice. Normally I would just do 55 on this road, but that seems to make people angry and causes close calls because there's not a lot of passing opportunities on this section. So this is one of the few roads where I actually speed a little bit for safety. Because it makes people less angry at me. I don't like speeding, but, you know, I also don't like people causing accidents because they think I'm driving too slow. But yeah, follow me on social media. I already did the plugs. At ElioDare, you can see the dash cam footage and see what kind of dash cam it is. There's information below the videos on that. And you can also find me on Xbox Live, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. I got Pokemon Shield finally downloaded, so I'm playing that. So if you want to, like, I don't know. I haven't figured out how the online stuff in that game works yet. But, you know, I've got it. Come say hello, and you can also leave comments below this very video. YouTube has this lovely new feature. It's called commenting. They just brought it out. Didn't exist before. I'm like the first channel to ever get comments. Definitely an accurate thing I'm just saying there. You can leave comments below the videos, and that will get it right in front of my eyeballs. I'm still a really small channel, so I do in fact read all of my comments. So if there's something you want me to see, that is a great way to get it in front of my face, and interactions help the channel out. So, you know, check it out, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Elio Dare. Have a great